Well, patience, that's what Adams County administrators hope you can give them when addressing mold at the courthouse. So WGEM's Raja Maples joins me now. So the county made that announcement today. What did they base that on, Raja?
Well, we are talking about a different kind of moisture, and this is not desirable. It comes after 3 physicians and a national mold expert deemed the building unsafe during a virtual town hall last night. Now, a spokesperson says that Adams County is committed to finding a solution, but wants everyone to remember it will be neither easy nor quick.
Knowing what I know, and I can't say I'm absolutely right, but my strong professional opinions are work should cease in the building.
First Assistant State's Attorney Todd Eiler says that statement from Safe Start Environmental turned out to be news to the Adams County Board.
Some of the statements that were made last night during that meeting had never been provided to the county before last night.
Eiler said after county leaders heard that new information Wednesday night at around 8 p.m., they immediately went into decision-making mode to determine the next appropriate step. But he says the county still is waiting for more information.
So we're talking with individuals, including Safe Start. We have outstanding questions to them in terms of direction and remediation plans and things of that nature that we still haven't heard from.
Eiler says the county plans to work as quickly as possible, but cautions against impulsive or rash responses. Transportation Building and Technology Committee Chair Dave Bellis agrees.
We would just want to get some answers, just like the employees do too. We want to get that clarified and from Mr. Schwartz and Safe Start and see where we go.
Now, Mackenzie, Safe Start Environmental of Chicago, as you recall, inspected the Adams County Courthouse for mold during a 3-day period in April.
So what can the public and employees do while this investigation continues?
That is a great question. They can wear masks, which the Safe Start lead mold tester recommended that the county will provide.
All right, thank you so much, Raja, for this.